If you want me to be honest, like just completely, like 100%, like just transparent, I'm still worried. I am. I'm 36 years old. I have had really no health problems ever in my entire life other than my teeth. And
His teeth fell out because he ate crap. He eats so much junk, like he has like fake teeth. I'm just saying, okay, his diet is atrocious.
I've got a lot to say, can't hold it in this time. Got no filter, I got no filter. No filter, I got no filter. No filter, I got no filter. No filter, I got no filter.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I know, long time no see, right? It's been kind of crazy at work, and I don't know, the weather's been nuts. I feel like I've been weed whacking on the surface of the sun every weekend. It's horrible. What is up with that? But just like John Wick, I'm thinking I'm back. Today's video, though, is a departure from our usual topics, as I want to talk about something that's a lot more serious and kind of personal. So I hope you'll bear with me. It's heavy, it's frustrating, and I know so many of you in the metabolic health space, carnivore space, are living this exact same nightmare behind closed doors. It's the profound, quiet agony of healing yourself, of completely reversing all of your medical conditions, getting your life back, feeling like you found a literal miracle, and then having to stand back and watch the people you love march down the same exact metabolic dead-end street while looking at you as if you're the one who's lost your mind. Let's rewind a bit, though. When I went carnivore, cutting out all of the seed oils, the sugar, the starches, and living entirely on animal-based nutrient-dense foods, my world changed. My health changed. I felt like I had been handed a second lease on life after years of struggling. I was shouting from the rooftops. Who wouldn't? When you find a lifeboat while everyone else is treading water in a freezing sea, you scream at the top of your lungs. And my immediate family, they didn't have to take my word for it. They saw it firsthand. They literally watched me come back from the dead. Their mom was resurrected. They saw the physical changes, the energy, the freedom from chronic illness. The results were standing right in front of them in living color. Yet, human psychology is the strangest thing on earth sometimes. I get the distinct feeling that deep down, their worldview is so warped by decades of conventional programming that they look at me and think, sure, she feels great now, but her LDL is going to cause her to drop dead early. I just know it. Let that sink in for just a minute. Does that make any kind of sense to anyone with a functioning logical brain? I mean, getting healthier, resolving chronic disease, reclaiming your vitality, and yet cultural programming tells us that there's some secret, invisible trap door built into the human metabolism. Like our bodies are wired so that if you actually feel good, stay lean, and have energy, your metabolism is secretly plotting your sudden demise. Meanwhile, feeling like absolute garbage, popping a handful of prescriptions every single day and slowly going downhill year after year, that's somehow the golden ticket to longevity? What absolute, utter nonsense. Now look, I have to give credit where credit is due. My kids who live with me might not be strict carnivores, but they live in the real world. They understand the fundamental importance of getting enough meat. They know protein and animal nutrition do matter. That's a glass half full situation, and I am grateful for it. But outside of my immediate family, those who live with me, my extended family and longtime friends, well, my way of eating is viewed as a harmless, eccentric quirk at best and a dangerous conspiracy theory at worst. Oh, she's always been nuts that way. She doesn't like the Federal Reserve. There's zero consideration that fruits and vegetables are anything less than magical, or that meat isn't just optional, but actually the centerpiece of human survival. They've been told the opposite since they drew their first breath. So why am I bringing this up today? What pushed me to actually sit down and record a video? Well, it's because of a very specific case. It's someone that I care about a lot. someone I won't name, but who's in their 40s and their life's going down the toilet right now. Their health is deteriorating and I have to watch it happen real time. This person's been obese their entire life, has eaten garbage, standard American diet their entire life. And now he is in such profoundly bad shape that he's struggling to eat anything at all. He's been suffering for months. He has unexplained severe chest pains. He can barely get any solid food down properly. He's lost 35 pounds, but not in a good way. And it seems to be a complete physiological breakdown. And what is his strategy? What is driving his recovery? Well, he's buying all kinds of raw vegetables, throwing them into a blender, and drinking sludge. He just bought a very expensive slushy machine so that he can mix fruit and sugar together to get down cold liquid calories. And he actually said to me that he's so desperate just to get the calories in, as if this is his core problem. As if his metabolism is just a basic furnace that needs any kind of combustible fuel, completely ignoring nutrient density, completely ignoring insulin resistance, completely ignoring the fact that his body is screaming for actual building blocks. Where is he getting help? He's caught in the medical merry-go-round. He's seeing specialists, gastroenterologists, cardiologists, and his follow-ups aren't even scheduled until the end of August. He hasn't even been able to see anybody yet. Months of waiting while his body falls apart, while doctors hand him prescription after prescription or schedule diagnostic tests that look at the plumbing without ever addressing the toxic sewage being poured into his system every day. It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart because I know what real human nutrition can do. When you watch someone that you love go through this, you want to shake them. You want to say, stop with the vegetable slushy. Stop trying to force the sugar and the processed plant sludge into a broken, inflamed system. But you can't. If I say anything right now, what happens? It would only anger him, or worse, he would brush it aside with a tired smile as completely ridiculous. Because to him, and to so many others, the idea that meat heals and plants are optional isn't just a disagreement, it's an affront to everything they've ever been taught. I've asked myself how much of this resistance is driven by pure, unadulterated chemical food addiction. How much of this is because the food is their primary source of dopamine, pleasure, and comfort in a stressful world? And how much of this is deep-seated brainwashing that makes them genuinely believe that I've joined some kind of fringe cult? I honestly can't tell you where the addiction ends and the indoctrination begins. They intersect and reinforce each other so tightly that they form an impenetrable wall. At a bare minimum, some people in our circles might occasionally acknowledge that processed, chemical-laden junk food isn't great. They'll nod along to that. But the moment that you suggest that a ribeye steak is medicine and a bowl of salad, greens, or fruit smoothie is metabolically irrelevant, or worse, inflammatory, you've crossed an uncrossable line. You're speaking a foreign language nobody understands. And this is just one example. Just recently, I watched a video by Asmongold, and I found it very interesting. He's almost 40, so take a listen. So he got suspended on Twitch, which is not unusual for him, and that has nothing to do with what he's about to say, but he doesn't really care about the ban on Twitch because of what happened to him. He had a health thing come up, and I want you to hear, in his words, what he's been dealing with, and he's had some scary stuff happen. And you have to understand, if you don't know who Asmongold is, he eats garbage on a regular basis. Like, the dude is always sucking down like a huge, like, fountain drink. He gets takeout all the time, and he eats just crap, like, 24/7. He is the poster child for the standard American diet. Admittedly, I mean, he talks about it. So just, you have to understand those things to understand what he's about to talk about. So
I got suspended for 2 weeks. I'll probably try to appeal it, see if I can get it down to a week. We don't really know. If not, maybe I'll stream on Kick or something. Maybe I'll just take a vacation. I'm not really sure. I haven't decided yet. But anyway, that's the TLDR. So about 3 or 4 days ago, because the day that I got suspended, I actually didn't even go live. Now, why is that? Well, it's because the day before that, I had a health symptom that was identical to my dad's health symptom before he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. So this...
Okay, so his father just recently died of pancreatic cancer, and he was sick for a while. And then his mother died some years before. I can't remember how many years ago, but it was very devastating to him. So, and he's got, I don't know how many millions of viewers. He's a huge streamer. He's one of the biggest. So, and if you're not familiar with him, that's just who he is. So, but just keep listening.
Oh, I got really upset. I was freaking out. And so I'm laying in bed. I'm petrified. I am like panicked. I'm looking things up online. I'm messaging people. I eventually go to the emergency room and I go through all of this. And I don't want to get into the details of what the symptoms were or anything, because honestly, it's kind of gross. But all you need to know is that that's pretty much what happened. And so I fell asleep on the futon over there, and I wake up, and this is like the day I got suspended. And I had been, like, at this point, I had not been on my computer at all in like 24 hours, right? Because I was so stressed out and upset about this. All I could do was just lay down. And I didn't know, like, am I dying? Is there something wrong with me, right? And so I look at, and I see the reflection. Like, this is just stupid, but, like, I can see the reflection of this monitor from this monitor, and I can kind of see, like, are there new messages? And I saw that there was, like, a post about, like, a tweet, and I'm like, I just had a feeling that I was getting suspended, right? I just had a feeling, and I looked and I got suspended, and I was like, this is the first time I got on the computer. I'm like, well, how long is it? I said 14 days. I said, thank God, right? Thank God. Now I'm gonna have 2 weeks to deal with this problem, right?
So he's actually happy for the ban because he's so concerned about this, whatever this symptom was that he experienced, which he said was really gross. He doesn't want to go into it. But if you followed him, like I forgot how he says how old he is, I think at some point, but he's getting close to 40, whatever. So for him to have this, any kind of something significant, is scaring the crap out of him, because the diet has been so crap. But I think people are getting sicker and sicker and sicker, like, sooner, So I think that you can only stress your body so much with all these toxins and garbage that we're putting in our mouths all the time. That's got to contribute. And again, I'm not saying that his diet is what's causing this.
So, and honestly, that's the way that I felt. Like, I wasn't really even stressed out or upset about it. I'm still really not. I mean, it is what it is, right? I mean, Twitch is retarded, and what do you expect, right? But anyway, so all this happens, and I immediately just got off the computer. I didn't really think about it, honestly. So because I was so worried about this health problem, then fast forward to the following day, I talked to some couple of people that I know that I could ask about this, and I get one person. I go, and I finally go to the emergency room after talking to one doctor, and they looked at everything. They basically said, calm down, retard, it's okay. And I'm okay, especially this morning. These symptoms have totally gone away. If you want me to be honest, like, just completely, like, 100%, like, just transparent, I'm still worried. I am. I'm 36 years old. I have had really no health problems ever in my entire life other than my teeth. And
his teeth fell out because he ate crap. He ate so much junk, like, he has, like, fake teeth. Like, he had his teeth replaced. So if that gives you an idea of what his diet is like, he has no teeth and he's 36, so he doesn't have his real teeth, right? They had to get replaced. So I mean, he has plenty of money to do that, but I'm just saying, okay, his diet is atrocious. He's always drinking these huge, like, sugary fountain drinks, right? And it's just interesting to me, his reaction right now, because he's never had, like, I guess, anything scary, like he's saying, health-wise, or he's never had, like, a really scary symptom, and it's freaking him out, for sure.
And I see all of my friends that are like, now they have this issue, now they have that issue, and it's like, when is it going to be time? My mom used to always say, and this would always upset me, but it's true, something's going to take you home, right? And it does really scare me a lot. And I, like a lot of times I like to think of myself as being above that, right? But whenever you're faced with it, I realized that I was very much below it. I was extremely scared. I was very upset, and I was really worried. And so I've been dealing with that for the past about 3 or 4 days. And now that it's at least partially resolved, I'm probably going to get a follow-up appointment and have, like a bit more like testing done about this.
Okay. So you start to have symptoms and you become a subscriber of the medical industrial complex because you're scared. So you want tests and tests and more tests. And the whole time you're eating poison. You're eating poison. So let's say, okay, he had some kind of, I don't know, symptom and he's not got anything seriously wrong with him. I hope not. I love Az to death. Love him to death. You can love him, hate him, whatever. But he's like 36. He has never really had any significant problems, but he's seeing his friends have problems. He's seeing people his own age like start to have these different issues. And he's like, is it time for me? But he felt like he was above that. I mean, if you think about the psychology of all of this, yet every single day you're going through the drive-thru, you're filling up your basket full of poison. And I think that, if people would wake up to the fact that what are the odds? What do you do the most? Okay. If you go to, here's a good example. If you visit a irradiated site, let's say you live, I don't know, somewhere near like one of those destroyed towns from like nuclear testing, right? And I don't know, like you say you live in a country where you can go places like that and you occasionally visit places like that, right? Okay, you would worry about exposure occasionally. It has to, but you wouldn't worry that you're going to have anything significantly wrong with you just kind of doing a drive-by, right? But think about it. None of this is occasionally. We're poisoning ourselves every single day in this country with the food. And again, okay, for specificity, no, the food is not literal poison, but it's harming us. It's doing so much harm to our bodies in all kinds of ways that we don't even understand yet because it's only been a minute that we've been eating this way. In the scheme of like human beings and how long they've lived, this has just been the blink of an eye. So we don't even know yet like what's going to happen. It's like GLP-1s. We have no idea what this is going to do to people. All right. We have some idea, but we don't know long-term all the effects. We don't know long-term the real impact of standard American diet the way it exists now,
to make sure that I'm okay. But otherwise, like that's pretty much the reason why I didn't make any comments about it. I was just so preoccupied with that, like I just didn't really even give about Twitch, right? I mean, it's funny how, you can have something that's like, one of the biggest parts of your life, which is like my stream, and then like something else can happen and it's like the other thing just doesn't even exist anymore, right? It's a very, very weird paradox of life. But
the gist of what I'm trying to show you is that it's amazing how we go through our life, we abuse ourselves, and we just live like there's no tomorrow. A lot of this has to do with youth and immaturity, and, we've all been there, right? Just thinking that nothing can touch us. I mean, I used to ride motorcycles until I didn't, until I went to a windshield of a car. And then actually I got back on motorcycles after I did that, after the wreck, like just to prove to myself that I wasn't chicken shit, honestly. So, I mean, the way we think as human beings, has problems, but on top of it, you've got youth, the crazy inexperience of youth and believing that you're invincible. That's really a thing. It really is. So also, I think that the fact that everybody's made to believe that the standard American diet's normal, even though all your teeth fall out, your teeth fell out. So it's like, and you think what you're eating is okay. I mean, I'm not making fun of him. I mean, this is lots of people, everybody, the masses Don't think about what they're putting in their mouth all the time. You're doing it all the time. It's constant exposure. You're not just wandering through some radiation wasteland once in a blue moon. You're constantly just piling stuff inside your body, okay? In vivo, okay? Not in vitro, not in a test tube, but in your body. And you're surprised when something happens, you know? So I wish him well. I hope he's okay. I hope he wakes up and he starts to eat better, regardless of what is going on with him, because a lot of times what I've realized, and this goes for me too, I did the same thing. I'm eating the cream horns and the nutty bars and everything until I couldn't, until I didn't anymore, you know, until something scared the crap out of me, just like the motorcycle wreck scared the crap out of me and I didn't get on them anymore. I mean, I ate all the crap until it started to kill me, literally, and I ended up in the ER that one last time, and I decided to find out what was going on, and I woke up. It is just like kicking your pod open, like in the Matrix. It really is, and it just unplugging that thing out of your neck. That is a good analogy for what waking up to what the food supply is doing to us. So maybe it's his wake-up call, where he kind of connects the dots and says, oh, food made teeth fall out. What is food doing internally? Possibly. And I don't know if this has anything to do with the symptoms. Don't even know what the symptoms are, but it did scare the crap out of him. And that's usually what happens when someone is engaging in these habits and then they realize, oh crap, I can't do this anymore. I shouldn't do this anymore. I wish him all the best. If you've never watched him, he's interesting. You either love him or hate him. You'll feel one way or the other. And I'll put the link to his video in the description below. Just some food for thought. Yeah, I went there. I know, dad joke. I'll stop. Jury's still out on what that's all about. But where does that leave us? Well, it leaves us standing on the sidelines of a slow motion public health catastrophe, watching people we care about suffer needlessly because they refuse to question the very pillars of the system that made them sick in the first place. They put their blind faith in doctors who manage chronic illness with pills instead of root causes, while demonizing the exact lifestyle change that sets people free. It's heavy, it's painful. I know I'm a Debbie Downer, and I know, though, I'm not the only one carrying this weight. If you're out there eating a proper human diet, feeling vibrant, and wondering why your family thinks you're crazy while they slowly destroy themselves on the sad diet, just know that you're not alone. It really weighs heavy. You can lead a horse to water, but you cannot force them to drink, especially when they're convinced for 40 years that the water is poison and the sugar-laden sludge is life. Listen, take care of yourselves, protect your own health, and cherish the small wins where you can find them. Thank you for listening to me. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.